Right. Should be us starting to get into this. Close the window. Okay. Oh, that is not looking particularly as good as I'd like. That was a bit of a slower delay than normal. Okay, but I think we are still up. It's saying stream is healthy. Make sure there's nothing else running in the background that might be trying to eat the internet. That does appear to be everything. Is possibly just a bit of... It's not a good day for internet. Anyway, let's just get me about shut. Close that. Okay, and there we go. Alrighty. So, welcome back to Sorin's Journey in Final Fantasy XIV. I know I've had said I would be doing a stream of DDLC yesterday to finish things up, but I forgot. Me and my friends were having a D&D session last night, which I ended up not being back home until about 3 AM, at which point I was a bit too tired, I think, to even do a short stream just to finish things up. We are here in the Hildibrand Adventures of A Realm Reborn. And yeah. Last time we finished up it was a bit of a shorter stream because, well, I was a little bit late starting, but also I was quite tired, so I wasn't able to go for the full 2 hours that I normally go stream for. But we finished up the second act, the Treaty Blade, fought Gilgamesh, found our thief is a bit of a shapeshifter, very good at disguises, and got a warning for the second prize he would try to steal, the Virtue of the Lapis Maiden, which has led us here to Costa Del Sol, believing his target is the Lady Arabella, I believe her name is, who is set to be wed very, very soon. And we already know the thief has disguised himself as someone among the guests. We are on a quest to find out who. So last we'd finished off, it definitely wasn't us. It was definitely the thief who laid explosives at the beach and blew up all the food supplies. So we had to go and deal with some mandragores and retrieve them, which we have done. Inspector Hildibrand? What took you so long, friend? The Isles of Umber are but a short sprint away. I trust you brought along the goods we so bravely reclaimed. Yes, sir. Miss Loneheart? You returned. I feared you might end up a tasty snack for Cray's head of cabbage. Not at all, sir. Here you go. Hope they're still fresh enough. The stolen foodstuffs. You've saved my hide today. Oh, but I must see if those purple dragon peppers are intact. Master Guguremu is quite particular about his seasonings. Ooh, can I come too? I've never seen a purple dragon pepper before. That wild vegetable chase was a pleasant diversion, but it's time we return to the case. Now, there must be some clue that yet eludes us. Oh, the peppers have changed colour! What's this? Peppers that possess the same powers of disguise as our many-faced foe? A gentleman must needs investigate! A striking shade of blue, quite far from the purple that Master Loneheart described. Perhaps we recovered the wrong crate. But look here, Inspector. This crate is clearly marked for Costa Del Sol. How curious. Did I say purple? I meant a purplish blue, or bluish purple. The two colours are really quite similar when you think about it. These peppers have a most distinctive hue. No man could reasonably mistake it for any shade of purple. Unless, of course, he was wearing a very particular sort of eyewear at the time. Oh, wait, the brass blades wear red goggles. Ha! The charade is up! After the man! It is as I suspected all along. The goggles have proved key to cracking the case. With speed and issue, the fiend must be brought to justice. Oh. Hi, Mooney. How are things? Oh yeah. That was the quest that happened. Well, yeah, I finished up on last time. Oh, no, I didn't finish up on it because you do the Mandragora stuff afterwards, don't you? Oh. I guess I found him. Inspector Briardian? You can run, but you cannot... Ha ha ha! If you thought you could outsprint this Manderville man, you were sorely mistaken. For pilfering a priceless blade, threatening a maiden's virtue, and untold crimes against the law-abiding citizens of Eorzea, I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, hereby place you under arrest. Done in by a snibber, a fitting end for an ignoble thief. Let us see what lies behind the mask. Might just be me, but could this not be the real Lowenhart? What? Where am I? Who are you? Ah, playing the fool will avail you not. I suggest you come willingly. A gentleman is not given to violence, but should you attempt to resist, I disavow responsibility for any shattered skulls and broken bones. Just notice Nashi's little nod there. Wait, I remember now. I was on my way to meet with Miss Arabella when... Miss Arabella! I must find her at once! Oh, my head. It would seem that this man wears no mask. This is the true Lowenhart. I swear on my life that it is so. I was en route to the estate in Wineport when one of the brass blades on patrol approached me. We exchanged greetings, and in the next instant he turned on me. I fought desperately to defend myself, even managing to drive a kitchen knife into the man's right hand. In the end, though, he proved too strong for me. Now that you mention it, the imposter was wearing gloves. I knew there was something suspicious about him. I mean, there are several in our party wearing gloves, Nasher. I don't think that's particularly suspicious. There's still time before the banquet begins. Knowing our quarry, he has doubtless already assumed a new identity. And yet he could not have foreseen this turn of events. It is unlikely he had the time to thoroughly research his new target. Most importantly, we now know that the thief suffered a wound to his right hand. We need simply return to Costa del Sol and examine the hands of all present. An excellent plan, Inspector. While you do so, we shall accompany Lowenhart back to the estate, that we might ensure Miss Arabella's safety. Mandragora's back for revenge. I have found you, my little ones. Let me guess. You seethe with anger at those that took from you what was yours. Then it would appear our goals are in accord. Make for Costa del Sol and await my orders. When the time is right, revenge will be yours. Something I actually am wondering now is whether the it's just something I've noticed. The models for the Mandragores might be the same models for the Apkalu, the other penguiny enemies. The game is afoot, inspectors. Now, what mask shall I wear to the ball? What does Mandragore's destiny? I mean, if what I understand correctly, they probably like whatever vegetable they appear to be. But I'm just going to go and have a look at an Apkalu now, because I'm actually, I'm actually curious. Where are our little penguin friends? No, maybe they are different. Just the way they moved, like, felt very, I don't know, like bird-like to me. And once I get an idea for something in my head, I kind of have to find myself the answer. Off to Wineport. See, make sure the inspector hasn't got himself into trouble. Quite possibly, yeah. The question is, would it be a vegetarian option? But there's something I'm a little curious about. Is our Lalafell about anywhere? Because I've noticed him a couple of times this time around where I'd never noticed him before. No, he doesn't seem to be about here. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually, like, in Eorzea do eat mandragores. Isn't there also the thing that it's never really brought up too much in Pokemon? They try to avoid it, but isn't it canon that, you know, people do eat Pokemon? Do I dream? But I must, for such beauty could not be of this world. A gentleman's heart swoons. Lady Arabella, I take it? Miss Arabella, what are you doing out here? You must return to the estate at once. Oh, Lowen, always a warrior. Your concern is touching, but I'm a woman grown. Besides, I just wanted to see the flowers. Lovely though these flowers may be, they are as unsightly weeds when measured against your beauty. I am Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. Please, call me Hildy. The pleasure is mine, my lord. Much have I heard of your deeds. Tell me, are these rumours of a many-faced thief true? I fear they are, Miss Arabella, but still your gentle heart. For as long as Hildibrand is on the case, the fiend shall not lay a twisted finger upon you. This I swear on the Manderville name. The gods smile on me indeed, to send such a strong and handsome gentleman as my companion. And yet... You seem pensive, milady. Is something the matter? To tell the truth, this marriage has been arranged against my wishes. I do not love Vance. Why, I have not even met him. He sent me this clasp as a betrothal gift. A treasure for my treasure, wear it always, the message said. I do not care how beautiful it is. It might as well be a golden shackle. Miss Arabella, you must not say such things. An arranged marriage to a youth you have not even met? Unconscionable! Yeah. It just brings me up to... It's just a question about mandragores, do they count as a vegetable, or is it a type of meat? What do you categorize that as if they're, a living, walking around creature? Father says that the marriage must happen. This is for the future of the family trade. Spoken like a true old Don. But if I may be bold, milady, would I be correct in assuming that you and your father are not related by blood? Quite so. Father found me among the beggars on Pearl Lane when I was just a babe. He took me in and raised me as his own. He took Lowen in as well, though as servant rather than son. You may think Father a cold and miserly man, but to me, he is the man who gave me warmth and hope where I had none. I will learn to love Vans, if that will make Father happy. You cannot be serious, Miss Arabella. You are a beautiful young woman with your whole life ahead of you. Surely you would not have to look far to find a gentleman with whom you would rather spend the rest of your days. Inspector, I think you're letting personal feelings get involved in the case. If I had to spend another hour with you, I'm like to lose my wits. But anyway, we should return to Costa Del Sol and see how the inspector's investigation fares. I, as well, must prepare for the banquet. Farewell, friends. Same line. Case of indecency. We've not a moment to lose, friend. The time of our final confrontation with the fiend is nigh. Our foe has doubtless assumed a new identity, but have no fear. For upon our return to Costa del Sol, I shall employ the time-tested mandible art of parley to cut through the fiend's flimsy facade. It is an art that I would impart to you as well, friend, but there will be time enough for that once our foe is in shackles and Miss Arabella is safe. No doubt it shall prove as invaluable in your adventures as it has been in my investigations. Or, failing that, serve to entertain you when you have nothing better to do. But I digress. A gentleman must away to Costa del Sol. The fair maiden's life hangs in the balance. Nashu, Miss Ellie, with me! I guess I'll meet you there. Let's go, Maggie. I have tried playing the minigame you unlock from this quest, like the parley minigame, and I haven't the slightest clue how you play it. I couldn't find any way to... I mean, I could probably look it up online, but in-game I can't find any way to explain how you're meant to play it. That fellow under the table looks terribly suspicious. It's our Lalafell friend, isn't it? Inspector Briardian? How's your side of things going? Inspector Briardian! I've seen to the maiden's safety. Miss Arabella will be along soon. How fares your investigation? I've canvassed the grounds, but none of the guests are concealing their hands. How can this be? The thief must be somewhere. Miss Arabella just left her estate, I hear. I suppose we'll find out soon enough if her beauty is truly a match for her own. There's no time. Without the thief in custody, we cannot risk allowing Miss Arabella to take the stage. But Inspector, Vance and his family will not take kindly to his betrothed's absence. That is nothing of my concern. Besides, doubtless the Inspector here will think of something. Me? What do you propose? You're the expert at creating diversions. Can't you just knock something over or blow something up or like, you know, like you always do? Inspector Briardian, I knew the day would come that you recognized me as my many talents. Worry not about Master Vance. Yes, for the sake of the maiden, a gentleman will do what must needs be done. The poor sod lacks even the wits to know when he's been insulted. Now, to the task at hand. We must find a way to conceal Miss Arabella's true identity. Not far from here to servants' quarters. There should be a change of clothes lying about. Perfect. Sorin, find some suitably ordinary garb and deliver it to Miss Arabella outside the gates. I shall proceed with the investigation. Oh yeah, that's what you'll probably get to actually talk to him soonish. If I haven't been able to like keep up with your streams too much recently. But you said you're at the end of the Dark Knight quest line, so I'm assuming you're fairly close to, if you're not already at the finale of Stormblood. Excuse me, ma'am, could I borrow some servant's clothes or something? Has the Lapis Maiden arrived yet? I simply must look upon her beauty for myself. The servant's garb, you say? I much prefer what you're wearing, but we certainly have enough rags to go around. Here you go. Do with them as you will. Thank you, ma'am. Lady Arabella? Hello there. Greetings, friend. Oh, what's this you have for me? Would you mind changing into this for the party? Just to not attract attention, you know? A servant's garb? But why? Miss Arabella, with the thief still at large, the risk of letting you be seen is too great. Change into those clothes and promise that you will not leave my sight. But the ceremony. Farver will be furious. And Lord Vans. We are dealing with a man who tried to blast me to the heavens, and almost succeeded. We cannot exercise enough caution. As for the ceremony, I have entrusted the matter to a certain gentleman. You need only concern yourself with your own safety. We should do as the inspector says, Miss Arabella. Your life is more important than this marriage, and whatever profits your father stands to gain from it. Lowen, if father heard you say such things... I should have said them long ago. By not doing so, I have put your life in danger. But besides, we have not one, but two skilled inspectors on the case. It will not be long until the fiend is brought to justice. Oh, ye. So, locks, that is. Yeah, so you'd like to find like 1 or 2 levels worth of Stormblood, isn't it? Because there's not... I suppose there's actually a fair bit you have to do into locks. Very well. I shall retreat to the carriage. Pray wait for me here. My apologies for delay. What should I do with my banquet dress, Inspector? Sorin, bring Miss Arabella's dress to that bumbling Inspector. I dare not speculate as to how he intends to see to his task, but I would imagine he requires all the help he can get. Now, let's return before the festivities begin. Thank you, ma'am. I will make sure the Inspector gets this for... I haven't the slightest clue what he's going to use it for. But hopefully he has something planned. Soldiery... I think it's fairly soon after that. It's not as recently as I sometimes think that I went through it. You will not elude me this time, fiend. Our friend is still here. I'm trying to remember kind of out of character who it is here. But personally, I think it isn't wearing gloves. Maybe that's just a continuity thing, or... Ah, you return! Me? I was in the act of formulating a master plan to distract Mr. Vance at the ceremony. Is there what I might do for you? I have Miss Arabella's dress, if that helps your plan in any way. Why, this is Miss Arabella's dress? I must admit to some confusion as to what to do with it. But worry not, I shall take it into safekeeping. And with that, I must attend to Master Vans before the ceremony begins. Worry not, friend. I assure you that Inspector Briardian and I have the situation entirely under control. Why not find yourself a seat and enjoy the festivities? We sure everything's going to be alright, Inspector? Also, this is great This is a great weather and time of day for a banquet. Curses! How am I supposed to find my man with all these people milling about? Friends, family, business associates, 'tis an honour and a pleasure to welcome one and all to Costa del Sol for today's feast, co-hosted by the Brugere Consortium and East Aldenard Trading Company. We trust that you've been enjoying fine food, fine spirits, and profitable conversation. I still have only ever watched a single episode of JoJo. And Josephine drag is not something I have seen memes of yet. The Lapis Maiden. If even half the tales of her beauty are true, Vance is the luckiest bastard in the realm. The Altonolta, Sainana, honoured guests, it's my great pleasure to announce the betrothal of my son Vance, future chair of the Brugere Consortium, to Arabella, daughter of Master Guguremu of East Aldenard Trading Company. The couple would exchange their eternal vows here today, that the happiness that is theirs may usher in a new era of prosperity for one and all. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present my son's lovely bride, the Lapis Maiden, whose beauty minstrels will sing of for ages to come. Damn you, Hildibrand Mandeville. You had one job. Oh no. She's beautiful. Were the rabble expecting otherwise? She is my bride, after all. Milady, they say your beauty transcends even the boundaries of time. When we are wed, you will want for nothing. Pray, give your hand unto me. My sun and stars! Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes! I am yours and shall be forevermore! What have you done with my bride, you cross-dressing deviant? Not quite what I had intended, but I suppose it serves our purposes. I guess it does. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Arabella is safe and sound. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have but assumed the maiden's appearance to ensnare the vile fiend who would take aim at her life. The fiend who now lies defenselessly before me. The game is up, Vans, or should I call you by another name? The Thief of Many Faces. Inspector, did you have... How did you find out? Or... Do you actually know that? Me? The thief? Are you mad? It appears that my masterful deductions have proved beyond the grasp of your mind. Very well, allow me to elucidate. While there is not a soul in the realm who has not heard the tales of Miss Arabella's beauty, there are but 2 men here in Costa del Sol who have gazed upon her lovely visage before today. Her father, Guguremu, and her steward, Lowenhart. As you yourself admitted on multiple occasions, Master Vans, you are to have your first glimpse of your bride-to-be today. Considered in this light, would you not say your reaction upon seeing my face was most unnatural? Who else could see through my ingenious disguise? Who could know at a glance that I was not the fair maiden? None save you, ye of 1,000 faces. Oh. And anyone else with half their wits about them? Well, I suppose that's about the best we can expect. How dare you make a mockery of my wedding day? Guards, arrest that pervert at once. Lock him up and gaol and throw away the key. Arabella? Oh, thank the God you're safe. Come with me quickly. There's a dangerous madman about. Inspector, should we... A glove on his right hand. Could it be? Wait. Inspector Hildibrand was right? The man is a fool, but it would have behooved you to listen to him. Alas, you did not, and what is yours is now mine. That's a thief! Stop wasting your time with that imbecile and arrest him! Oh, dear. I guess am I going to have to deal with this again? You came all this way for me? You love me! You really, really love me! Or... I guess that's another way of solving the problem. The attention is most flattering, but I have taken what I came for, and now I must away. My lords, my ladies, till we meet again. I hear the real Vance was found bound and gagged in a storage room. Truly, Miss Arabella, I am sorry. For what, milady? The banquet was more exciting than I could ever have hoped for. Vance and his father were furious, of course, and our marriage has been called off. But perhaps it is for the best. I would find my own way to make father happy, by living my life as I would live it. It is you, Inspector Hildibrand, who taught me this lesson. For the love of the gods, somebody find him a change of clothes. But one thing still puzzles me. The thief's challenge said he would steal the Lapis Maiden's virtue, yet in the end he took only her neckpiece. Now that you mention it, Master Gugaremu told me about the clasp when it first arrived. Engraved with the mark of the Sun Goddess, it is one of the most treasured pieces from the Bruguiere collection, known by many as Azema's virtue. Oh. That was maybe an oversight. The Maiden's virtue indeed. When the next challenge comes, we must take extra care to read between the lines. Inspectors? Is everything... Oh. Expecting another challenge, I guess. Found it. Did the thief just kill it? Over here, Inspector. It says, made you look. Oh. The fiend plays us for fools. Give that to me at once. When next we meet, I shall come to claim the victor's spoils. Another riddle. If nothing else, it appears the thief has abandoned any foolish notions of my assassination. Still, we must be ever on guard. The fiend attempted murder once. He may very well do so again. Yeah, he might. Definitely. Verily, Inspector, I must agree. One can never be too wary when dealing with a murderer. Hear me, man of 1,000 faces. You sealed your fate when you called me out by name. Mark my words. When next we meet, you will be mine. Yes, it was the Phantom Thief who was to blame for that bomb. Truly, verily, indubitably the Phantom Thief. Most certainly. Ha 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 ha. There was so much going on in the background, like, and just off to the side and things in the Hildy stories. The Parley minigame is now available. Oh. Episode preview time. To the victor goes a priceless treasure. While the smile of a champion holds secrets untold. Are 8 legs better than 2? Can a Mandeville man triumph over terrors and win the day? The Colosseum Conundrum. Oh. Sankido again. The key to the next case is also the key to the storeroom. Be sure not to lose it. Wait, it's a real key and a figurative one? At the same time? Is that even possible? Well, I guess we'll find out next time. I need to, at some point, go onto the wiki for that and find out what she's talking about. Or if it is just nonsense. Hello, Miss Ellie. Any news on that latest warning from the thief? Sorin, I was wondering when you'd show up. I've got the latest scoop on the victor's spoils that our many-faced friend has set his sights on. Have you visited the Colosseum of late? There's a tourney in the works, and it's looking to be a big one. The Mithril Cup, sponsored by none other than Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. They say that Master Farragus will be furnishing the prizes himself from his personal collection. Small wonder it's captured the attention of Mr. Stiggyfingers. You are familiar with the concern, yes? It's only the largest mining interest in the Sultanate, after all. Chairman, Master Farragus, sits on the syndicate, and possesses such wealth that rumour has it he could buy half the realm if he chose to. He is also renowned for being something of a martial arts enthusiast. With his position affording him little opportunity to test his own skills, he settles for living vicariously through the exploits of others, hence his sponsorship of tournaments like the Mithril Cup. My colleague Ganelon is in Ul'dah, uncovering the tourney as we speak. If we were to track him down, I bet he'd be able to give us something to get our investigation started. And I'm sure inevitably, us trying to investigate ourselves will end up with us bumping into Inspector Hildibrand. Well, I'll see you there, Miss Ellie. Yeah, I've tried a couple of the games in the toy chest. I'm not quite sure about any of them. Like, none of them feel particularly interesting. I mean, not when you have the option right in front of you to play Final Fantasy XIV. Like, it'd be kind of neat if they were like little multiplayer mini games you could play. Maybe just like 2 people or. But they're all a bit, from what the ones I've seen anyway. Yes, I'm a busy man. If you're looking for small talk, I suggest you look elsewhere. No need to be rude, Ganon. He's a friend of mine. Now, what say you share your latest findings with us? I promise I'll make it worth your while. Ellie? If it isn't a Mithril Star reporter. Can't have a laugh at Ganon's expense before returning to pen your latest front-page feature, eh? Oh, very well. Just promise you'll put in a good word for me with the higher-ups, okay? Now let me tell you this. There's strange things afoot at the Colosseum. Bugger all! It's a travesty, I tell you! Oh, the Mantravilles. Hutch, Hugh, and Hymo! Whatever's the matter? And where, pray tell, is Hutchin? The 4 of you will compete for the cup together, yes? I feared an unfortunate mishap has left Hutchin in no condition to fight. We were just on our way to convey the dire news to our Dower Meadow. Mishap my arse! This was sabotage! Some bloody coward out there will stop at nothing to eliminate this competition. I swear it on my subligar. Lower your voice, Hutch. My head stings enough without your bloody shouting. Hutchin! Should you not be resting your wounds? Oh, but forgive your incompetent, unworthy comrade. If I had been quick with my mantra, we would still be 4 men strong. Do not berate yourself so, Hymo. In victory and in defeat, the Mantravilles fight as one. You bear no more responsibility for my wounds than I. Any road, I dare say I'll not be getting back into fighting Fettle by arising about in bed. I'm ready to chant some mantras. How about a lot of you? Hutchin, for you, I am always ready. Now that's what I like to hear. 1,000 mantras, and I want each one to ring out over the Zagoli. What was that about? The Mantravilles? Aye, as Hutchin tells it, they took their name from a training partner they met at the Fist of Ralgar. A man they most admired for his devotion and chiseled physique. Miss Ellie, might that be someone we... Consider me not the least bit interested. This talk of attacks on the competitors, however. Of this I would hear more. Ah, yes, I mentioned the strange things are afoot, yes? With mere days before the Mithril Cup, a staggering number of would-be combatants have withdrawn, citing a host of curious ailments and injuries. With the list of entrants shrinking by the day, the organisers have been forced to abandon the elimination format in favour of a mass melee between what few battlers remain. The Phantom Thief's Challenge. Gladiators dropping like flies. No, this is no mere coincidence. I would speak to the individual in charge of the event. Where might I find him? Though the concerned sponsors the tourney, the day-to-day organisational duties are being handled by a fellow by the name of Dower Meadow. He should be in his office within the Colosseum's halls. I'll send word to the gateman, Hildibrand. He owes the Mithril a favour or two. Splendid. Come, Sorin, we've got a case to crack. I forgot to take my hay fever medication today, and the tip of my nose is itchy. With gladiators dropping one after the next, I've had to rewrite my Mithril Cup preview 5 times in the past 2 days. Make that 6. Let's go find Dower Meadow and see what he can tell us about the tourney. And Ganon said we could find him at his office in the Colosseum, yes? Guess that means I'm to go off and ask about him. Mr. Hildibrand? From the Mithril, you say? Then by all means, you're free to enter. That was easy. No odd tasks of going away having to prove myself. I'm Ellie, reporter for the Mithril Eye. Never blinking, all seen, you know the deal, yes? And you must be Dar Meadow. I was hoping I could ask you a few questions about the upcoming tourney. Gah! Who am I to argue with free publicity? And from a charming little thing like yourself. Ask away, me girl. That said, between the challenge from the so-called Phantom Thief and now these bizarre attacks targeting the fighters, our tourney's all ready to talk of the town. Not that you'll see me complaining, provided someone's still left to fight, that is. You're free to investigate as you wish, but you'd be smart to exercise some caution. Needless to say, recent events have everyone here a bit on edge. Why, just moments ago, one fighter almost took off another's head for insulting the colour of his sublet. Oh, looks like we've got ourselves another... Those two aren't in the entry books. Miss Ellie, those two look a little... familiar. And our challenger unleashes a vicious right hook as the gentleman inspector was channeling his strength for his next attack. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner! Inspector Briardian, as efficient as ever, I see. A true gentleman. Excuse me, Inspector. You were thinking. It annoyed me. Dar Meadow, I presume. Tell me everything you can about the prizes for this tourney, and try to be brief. I was wondering when you might ask. Master Fergus has spared no expense in making the Mithril Cup the most lucrative tourney the Colosseum's ever seen. The victor will receive a true treasure from his collection, the Warden's Grace, a ring fitted with the largest sun sphere you'll find outside of Quorn. The second and third place prizes are nothing to sneeze at neither. But I don't care how many faces he's got. We've got nothing to fear from this thief. The concern has hired an elite regiment of stone torches to watch over the vault day and night. Yes, just as the brass blades were so successful in sowing the thief last time. If you want your treasures safe, go fetch them and bring them to me. Be quick about it. I haven't all day. Fear I can't do that, Inspector. After all, what proof do I have that you ain't Mr. Many Faces in another of his elaborate get-ups? No, if you want to get your hands on the spoil, you'll have to claim them as any other would. In battle. As a matter of fact, what if the ranks thinned as they are? We're actively recruiting new competitors. The more the merrier, and the more lucrative at that. Now, where did our receptionist get off to? Over here, you slimy bugger. We've got some fresh blood for the melee. Give me a moment, will you? I've only got 8 arms. Or were they legs? You called? I was just about to give the lovely Miss Avila the grand tour. Inspector Hildibrand, look! He's purple! Astute as ever, Nashu. This colour, this overabundance of appendages. I smell a case. Oh, that's just my receptionist, Ultros. Don't be startled now. He's an ugly little bugger, but he's friendly enough. Word has it he was one of the many bizarre creatures born from a recent experiment with ancient incantations at the Thaumaturge's Guild. They were going to seal him away in a hole in the desert with the others when he opened his slobbering mouth and started pleading for his life. I just want to live in peace. I'll do anything. Anything. So the management hired him to perform odd jobs about the Colosseum. And I'm ever glad they did. I tell you, this job ain't glamorous, but it sure has its perks. What a delicious morsel. I want to get my tentacles around her. I know not who you are or where you hail from, and I do not care. If you dare challenge me, my Tempest Blade will show you no mercy. You forget about your case, Inspector. There is only one who will claim the victor's spoils, and that is me. Oh, I just love it when she talks tough. Now, here's a chump who wanted to get a pummeling by my lovely little Abby. Wait. Me? Though a gentleman takes far more pride in rescuing fair damsels than fighting them, I fear we have little recourse. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, shall do what must be done to... Sorin Sherwood will be entering the tournament on my behalf. Sorin Sherwood? You do look like a Sherwood. Oh, bugger me with a spear. To think I'd see the day when a warrior light stood in my Colosseum. Oh, yeah, sometimes, people do know about me, don't they? Hear that clink, clink, clinking? That's the sound of gil pouring into our coffers when the public finds out that a true Eorzean hero will be stepping into the ring to fight for the Mithril Cup. Oh, and I reckon your friend can tag along too. Show him where to sign, Aldi. Is this going to be okay? I fight with a book. And I'm really more of a healer at that. With Sorin, I suppose we have as good a chance as any. Now we just need to make sure that he doesn't come down with some curious injury. That gladiatrix, Avila, was it? Seemed quite certain of her chances at victory. Suspiciously certain, I would say. Aha! I am already 10 steps ahead of you, Inspector. That Ultros fellow seemed most knowledgeable of Miss Avila. Come, Nashu, the investigation is afoot. As much as that sounds like an amazingly productive line of investigation, might I suggest that our first priority is to keep Sorin here safe? Let's return to Ganelon and see what else he can tell us of these mysterious attacks on the combatants. Very well, I shall leave that task to you. I have a lead of my own to investigate. Should you uncover any new information, I trust you will share it with me at the first opportunity. Of course, Inspector. I wasn't quite sure magic would be permitted in a gladiatorial combat. I thought, you know, it was for gladiators. I'm not going to be restricted to just hitting them with my book, am I? I'm actually going to be allowed to, because I might have issues otherwise. I suppose that our questioning of Mr. Ultros can wait. Now to see if this Ganelon fellow can enlighten us. Look, I know you're the warrior of light and all, but we can't afford to take any chances. Be on your guard, Sorin. I will, Miss Ellie. I'm more worried about the tournament itself, to be honest. You again, I've already told you to... What? Entered the tourney, you say? Are you out of your bleeding mind? Look, I've got a suspicion or two, which I'm happy to share with you. But in the end, you have to protect yourself, you hear? That's what I've been asking around, and it seems that more than a few of the fighters who pulled out of the tourney were scheduled to fight a warrioress by the name of Avila. Now, I can't make any promises, but my instincts tell me this girl is bad news. But don't take it from me when you can hear it from someone who crossed blades with her just days ago. A fellow by the name of Raging Rat had the misfortune of being matched up with Avila in the preliminary round, and earned himself a right bruising from it all. Last I heard, he was wrestling up back at the Pugilist Guild. I've never quite found out Ultros showed up in a seasonal event Fate where he had to fight himself from Harassing Beach. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised that he showed up there? Pugilists? I've never quite understood how you're supposed to pronounce that word. I've never looked it up. Pugilist Guild. Why didn't you pay him a visit? I guess a lead is a lead. Come to have a good laugh at old Raging Rat's expense, have you? Well, you're not the first. I say, is there a man in his entire realm with an ounce of sympathy? Greetings, good sir. How fortunate you are today that your guest is Hildibrand Mandeville, gentleman and inspector. Now, if you would, please enlighten me as to how exactly it was that you were beaten to a bloody pulp by Miss Avila. Gentlemen, my arse, have you not a whit of delicacy? Never you mind. Look, the records may say I lost, but I'll admit nothing of the sort. I'll shout at the top of my lungs if no one else will. That girl doesn't fight fair. Tempest Blade? Some kind of foul sorcery if you ask me. Mark my words, that girl is up to no good. If she weren't so damned easy on the eye, she'd be rotting in gaol as we speak. The girl's Alamegan, or haven't you heard? You know how it is with those refugees. Why fight with honour when you've got nothing to lose? Yes, and why not disparage an entire people in a pathetic attempt to salvage your sorry pride? This one's a real piece of work, Sorin. Let's be on our way. I didn't mean no offence, miss. Just telling it like it is, as it were. Perhaps it truly is some manner of sorcery, as the fellow says. Or perhaps she works with an accomplice. She didn't strike me as the magic-wielding type. If I were a betting woman, I'd put my gill on the ladder. Ah, Miss Ellie, the thrill of the chase has struck a chord for you as well. Yes, I can see it in the wrinkles beneath your eyes. We might very well make an inspectress of you yet. I'll give you a good wrinkle, you insensitive boor. Ahem. If what the man says is true, it's likely that her fellow Alamegans might sympathise with her plight. An accomplice would hardly be out of the question. Yes, I can see it now! Two unfortunate souls, shunned by those around them, united by destiny and a common desire for justice. Sure, Inspector. Ample appendages whirling wildly, sending gusts of wind flying every which way. A vila and ulti, a match made in the heavens. Were it any more obvious, I could have solved this case without leaving my home. Incredible! Your powers of deduction never fail to amaze, Inspector. What is it with you two and that infernal octopus? Mr. Ultra should still be at the Colosseum. Let us hurry before he slivers back off to whencesoever he came. Sure. I guess that's a good a lead as any. Miss Ellie? Are you coming along as well? Oh, 27. Yeah, I know he's in... I know Ultros is in other places. He's... in the... what do you call it? The whole... you can't see the name of it if you're not there. But the arena that Blue Mage gets in Ul'dah, Ultros is one of the... like challenge, like the boss fights you can do there. And he shows up in the background of some events in the Old Saucer as well. I think he's not an exclusively Hildibrand character. Should we just be watching or should we be intervening? Inspector? Shh! Friend, and look over yonder! Behold those exquisite legs, those stylish tentacles, the unearthly undulations of his squirmy, squishy body. Yes, our friend Ulti is a most fascinating creature indeed. Behold how he carefully eyes the gladiatrix before him. What manner of mischief is he plotting? He speaks? Yes, this is most suspicious indeed. I don't exactly think talking is suspicious, Inspector. Oh, what is this? The girl has fled in a panic. Our friend Ulti appears to be discouraged. Look at the way his shoulders sag. Or how they would sag if he had shoulders. Look at how he clips through the wall there. Our quarry's on the move. Quickly, Nashu. We must pursue. Must we, sir? Or Void Center, like the Void Center, kind of like the equivalent of Sin Eaters from the world, like from whichever world it was that was consumed by darkness, wasn't it? Because I know that is explained a little bit in when you're doing the quests with what's his name? But when you're the Warring Triad, you learn that it was just, like, originally the Void was another world, like the first. Like one of the shards. Inspector? Aha! There he is! You will not escape us so easily, Mr. Ultros. Everything okay, Miss Nashi? Mr. Ulti seems to have found himself enough gladiatrix. What might he be plotting this time? Oh, it's Julian. Look at those succulent... Oh. I thought that was Ultros speaking. Look at those succulent legs. I reckon they taste just wonderful in a good marinara sauce. Marinara sauce. He speaks! And another girl rushes off. Whatever did he say to her? He looks so sad. Shall we douse him in lemon butter and put him out of his misery, Inspector? Whatever is he doing with those girls, anyway? Also, I kind of... To be fair, what Ultros is saying to them can't be too bad. Yeah. Because if what Ultros was saying was, like, crossed the line, he'd be dead right now. Call me crazy, but I think he likes them? Yeah, I guess that's one word for it. Poor Mr. Ultros didn't seem to have much luck with the ladies. I'm speaking only for myself. I'd love to have him for dinner. Perhaps in a nice lemon butter sauce. He is sapient, Miss Nashi. I'm not quite sure how... I'm gonna move on. Poor, misunderstood Ulti. Here we suspected him of criminal activity, when in truth he was just a gentle soul, luckless in love. Oh, Ulti, can you find it in your squishy, slimy heart to forgive us? Yes, yes. Now, perhaps we should return to our investigation? If Avila is as suspicious as they say, perhaps we should follow her around for a bit. Dower Meadow back at the Colosseum should be able to enlighten us as to her whereabouts. An excellent idea, Miss Ellie, but I have a better one. Let us return to the Colosseum and speak with Dower Meadow. From him we shall ascertain Miss Avila's whereabouts, upon which we shall follow her about to see if she is indeed as suspicious as they say. Come, Nashu, the investigation calls. You're just accepting that, Miss Ellie? Like, even I can see that... Oh, see you around, Money. Enjoy your day. Don't think Uncle Ugly didn't see you following me. What's the big idea, eh? I'm nothing more than a stupid octopus. Or am I? Come on now. I just want what any octopus wants. A cute girl, untold riches, and the admiration of millions. Can't Uncle Ugly dream? Well, kids, hate to ink and run. Then again, I am an octopus. Mr. Meadow? Yes, what is it? I'm a busy man. Looking for Avila, you say? She said something about sharing a flagon with her countrymen over to Coffer and Coffin. I reckon you might still find her there. I'll warn you though, if you're smart, you'll keep your distance from that one. That poor bugger Ganelon tried to interview her for an article. Thought the girl was going to rip his head clean off. How can I put this? She doesn't seem to take kindly to being asked questions of her personal nature, if you catch my drift. That said, if you're looking for a good sparring match to warm you up for the tourney, that might be just the ticket. I can assure you there will be no need for gratuitous fisticuffs, my good sir. With my remarkable powers of espionage, we will ascertain all the information we need without the fiery lass even being alerted to our presence. Let us be off. I am a little dubious about the Inspector's powers of espionage. Oh. Okay, Maggie. Off to the coffer and coffin. So, Inspector, have you seen anything? Behold, the lovely Miss Avila, just as predicted. Let us keep watch from here, so as not to set off the girl's famed temper. How many times must I tell you? There is no cause for concern. The spoils shall be mine, and it may as well be written stone. Do you realize what this means? We have suffered, and suffered long. My victory shall mark a new era. Just as Rabon Alden won a new life for himself in the Colosseum, I shall win a new life for our people. The prize I shall claim will bolster the wealth of our people 1,000, no, 10,000-fold. In a land where wealth is power, we will be kicked to the gutter by the Ildans no longer. And with that, I must be off to the Nanawa mines to meet my sister. Miss Avila's self-assurance is ever a sight to behold. I deduced that my own chances of felling her on the field of battle are infinitesimal. I could have told you that before you signed up. Come now, we have a suspect to pursue. Hehehe, trying to steal Avila from Uncle Aldi's tentacles, are you? I'm afraid that isn't going to happen. Yes, Uncle Aldi's homemade explosive will see that this is the end of the road for you. Does that make me a bad octopus? Ah, the distinctive smell of fire sand. Enough one of your handcrafted explosives, I take it, Nashi. Heavens no, Inspector. This is far too elaborate to be one of mine. Did you think whoever crafted this would be willing to give me a lesson? They're on to me? Preposterous. Could it be that Musclehead isn't as stupid as he looks? I see. In any event, I shudder to think of what might happen if an unsuspecting passerby chanced upon such a hazardous object. Allow me. Heave-ho! You gotta be kidding me! Okay, the Nanawa mines. I've been up here since Operation Archon. Oh, no. Oh no, I can't just yeah, I did just teleport past when I went and met, Mr. Mandeville. Inspector? How are things going? That maiden mining garb must be the sister of whom Miss Avila spoke. Let us listen a bit closer. I thought we agreed. No hard labor until your leg is healed. I swear, sometimes I think you were born solely to give your poor sister headaches. Says the girl who once fought off 10 Imperials with one good arm. Perhaps someday you'll understand that your little sister can take care of herself just as well as you. And speaking of which, what news of the tourney? Worry not, Angelina. I've taken all the necessary precautions. The Warden's grace is as good as ours. Even the most modest estimates value it its worth at some 30 million gil. Do you realize what this means? Necklaces from Eshtames, sun-silk dresses, all the luxuries you've ever wanted will be yours. The poor little girls in shabby clothes, objects of pity and scorn for the Aldan upper crust, those days are over. After I claim victory, we will take our rightful place at the top of society. I don't know, Avi. Wealth is all well and good, but when I see you stand tall in the Colosseum, hundreds and thousands cheering your name, I am proud. No matter how humble our birth, if we stand strong and stand together, this alone is all the wealth I ask for. That is your problem, Heslina. Always been too quick to settle for less than your worth. But worry not, for your sister is watching over you. I will do this, for us. I must return. God forbid one of those prying reporters overhears us. That's my Avi, unfazed by a duel to the death, yet terrified to be caught in a moment of tenderness. May the gods smile on you, sister, and be safe. A more moving display of sisterly love I have not seen. and yet I fear it has afforded us little in way of prospective clues. It would seem Avila's obsession with victory runs even deeper than we imagined. That said, I can't help but feel a bond with the girl. My sister and I were alone in the world too, you see. Inspector, did you just hear what I heard? What did you hear, Miss Nashi? Look, kids, Uncle Aldi has had it up to here with you. Do you think you could just fall in this pit and die like a good little boy? I'm talking to you, Mr. Warrior of Light. Hear that sound? Just one step closer. Closer. Inspector? Is everything... Not you, you idiot! No need for concern, friends. I have simply taken the liberty of investigating this hole in the ground, and I am pleased to report that there seems to be nothing out of the ordinary. Our hero. Now, shall we return to Ul'dah? The mythical couple will be starting before long, and the last thing we want after all this is to lose our bout by forfeit. Could it be? Did that musclehead dive straight into my trap to save his companions? You ever seem completely unsurprised at this turn of events? That will see us perform such selfless acts before. True gentleman if ever I saw one. But do you think that means I'm going to show mercy on you? You've got another think coming. Time to break out the big guns, kids. Wait a minute. I dug 2 pits, didn't I? And come to think of it, the second one was right around... give me a break! Watch the gate of knowledge. Don't have to teleport to Ul'dah just yet. Let's go, Maggie. Everything okay, guys? Whatever does he think he's found this time? Excuse me a moment. Nope, just the one. Oh, the problem with this time of year. If I want to keep my room cool and ventilated, I have to leave the window open. But leaving the window open means pollen gets in. Yes? Is something the matter? We're on something of a tight schedule here, Inspector. Stand back, Miss Ellie. My well-honed inspector's senses are tingling. I feel a most fearsome adversary lurking about. Inspector? Is everything okay? This time you're really up the creek without a paddle, kids. Say hello to a not-so-little friend of mine from the Colosseum. He's large, he's in charge, and most of all, he's hungry. Where in the world is he? I haven't got all night. But my chimera! Who is that half-naked fool? It's Mr. Mandeville. Father! Could it be that aura of unmitigated murderous rage that I felt was not our quarry, but you? Looks like it. Hildy! I was merely taking a stroll in search of inspiration and materials for my newest masterpiece in the making. And what brings you and your friends to these parts today? Just a bit of sleuth work, Father dear, and with that we must return to Ul'dah. If you have not heard, your son is set to compete for the Mythful Cup. Oh ho! Moonlighting as a gladiator, are we? A fitting second career for a Mandeville man, if I do say so myself. That muscle-bound old man is the inspector's father? Remind me to never go to one of their family reunions. God, just who is this inspector anyway? Hildy is a worthy rival, if ever there were one. Who goes there? Hildy, Sorin, I have been waiting for this day. Well, looky who we have here. You're quite the intimidating gent yourself. A friend of the inspector, mayhap? I am Gilgamesh, wandering duelist, and I am not so much the inspector's friend as his enemy. Well, that makes it two of us. Perk up, Gulliver, because this might just be our lucky day. Is there no one in this accursed realm who can remember my... Call me what you will, friend, but heed my words. Sorin is a formidable foe. That sounded like high praise coming from a big fella like yourself. To have such a powerhouse as a sidekick, that inspector must be something else indeed. I know not what brings you to do battle with those two, but I warn you, you will end up as seafood soup if you face them alone. And with that, I must be off. For reasons I do not entirely understand, I am considered something of a fugitive in these parts. Sorin, I will not fall so easily this time. Well, it looks like I've got my legs full. All 8 of them. But if that adventure is too strong to take on alone, I'll just have to bring along a friend. A supply twisting ring calling to mind the undulations of a creature of the sea. Yes, inspiration has struck. Poor oldie. Nobody here without octopodes. Look forward to your next life as a masterpiece, fiend. Muscleheads! I hate them! Guess it's time to return to the Colosseum. Where is it? Gladiator Guild. Everything going okay, Inspector? Good heavens! Chancing one father like that! I dare say it's taken a year off my life. Quite a crowd has assembled. It would seem the festivities are nigh about to commence. I had hoped to uncover more of Miss Avila's secrets, but no matter. What better place to continue my investigation than on the field of battle? Sure. You do at least seem fairly resilient, Inspector, so I think you can actually be fairly confident here. Good heavens! We haven't much time before the tourney begins. We must hasten back to the Colosseum and apprise ourselves of the rules of engagement. To a true gentleman, the battle is not about victory or defeat, but fighting with honour. Whatever treachery or guile my opponents may employ, I must not, I will not lower myself to their level. Of course not, Inspector. Would the Inspector consider magic cheating? I think other people seem to be considering it cheating. You know what? Looks like that wouldn't work with it. I was just considering possibly could just start Sorin just so we can get level 1 gladiator stuff. And then go in as a level 1 gladiator. But no, the quest to level 50, that wouldn't work. Is it just me, or is Mr. Ultros a bit lumpier than he was before? Yeah, he does appear to look a little odd up there. Inspector? Bumps on the head, chip teeth! I am one shabby-looking octopus. I tell you, they don't pay me enough for this. That's all going to change soon, isn't it, buddy? Ah, Mr. Ultros, just the octopus we were looking for. I was hoping that you might enlighten us to us. Ye gods, who gave you those ghastly bruises? Bruises? I fell down the stairs, that's all. Now get lost. I'm a busy octopus. Go! Ouch! You have my sympathies, good sir. It is challenge enough to coordinate 4 limbs, let alone 8. Is there someone inside your office? No, whatever gave you that idea? I'm simply, fumigating the place. For pests. Pests like yourself. Now, don't you have a battle to go fight? Go! Inspector, I think something's alive in there. That's just me, talking to myself. Yes. Gods, yes, gods. Working as a receptionist is fun. Battered, bruised, beset by vermin, and still able to find joy and fulfillment in your work. I say, Mr. Ultros, your passion for your chosen profession is truly an inspiration to us all. Inspector Briardian, how are things going your end? Sorin, if you would come with me for a moment, I fear the stupidity in the air may be contagious. Yes, sir. To coming with you, I mean, sorry, Ellie. Listen to Mr. Ultros talk, it truly is inspiring. I say, he's looking more appetizing by the minute. Mr. Ultros is truly a man after my own heart. A gentleman among octopodes. Sure. I'm gonna go talk with Inspector Briardian now. Well, has your investigation borne any fruit? Maybe? I see. Avila seeks to win the tourney to claim a fortune and raise her and her sister out of poverty. Furthermore, she has implied that she has taken the necessary precautions to ensure that her victory is all but certain. While trailing her, you narrowly evaded a series of dastardly obstacles, and upon your return, that strange octopus appears considerably worse for the wear. The evidence points in one direction. The Alamegan girl and Ultros are plotting together to claim the Mistral Cup and its lucrative prize. It is not as preposterous as it sounds. I have done some research on our 8-legged friend. It would appear that Ultros has become something of a regular at Ulda's taverns and, houses of pleasure. I suspect that he is using his inside knowledge of the workings of the Colosseum to identify and eliminate potential threats, thereby ensuring victory for Avila and earning himself a healthy commission. There's also the matter of the Tempest Blade that is rumoured to be the source of the Alamegan girl's strength. This remains a mystery, which means that I fear your life is still in danger, Sorin. One of the guards informed me that several crates of refuse from the Colosseum reception room were hastily discarded in Pearl Lane not bells ago. It is a stab in the dark, but the contents may yet provide some answers I I would ask you to bring them to me. Yes, sir. I'll go and investigate that immediately. I think it's just as quick to just sprint straight across here. Looks like it's marked from the Colosseum. See if there's any more about. That's also marked for the Colosseum. From the Colosseum, rather. And here's another one. I hope that's enough for the inspector. Back to the guild. Oh, hi, Catherine. How are things? Well, let me see what you found. Here you go, sir. Now, what have we here? Ah, yes, a spectacular assortment of innards and entrails and... What's this? A sack, even more foul-smelling than the gore it was lying in, if that can be believed. And look here, something appears to be written on the side. Sintgot Sundries. It would seem this merchant has had dealings with that squishy mass of tentacles. Let's pay a visit to the man and have him enlighten us as to the exact nature of their partnership. Okay, Sintgot Sundries. I think I know where that is. I don't honestly spend much time in the Uldan markets. This looks to be the right stall. Mr. Sintgot? Welcome, welcome! What might a discerning gentleman like yourself be looking for today? Just was wondering if you might know what this is, sir. Still hot and humid there. Sounds like you've been getting a lot of storms over there recently. Or is that kind of par for the course in Florida? You probably can't compare Floridian weather to Irish weather. I'm sorry, sir, but I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. No exchanges, replacements, or refunds. I stand by the quality of my wares, and I expect my customers to do the same. Wait, now, did Ultros send you? I'll be asking the questions here. What exactly did you sell to that ungodly creature? Why, an entire sack full of gold truffles, can you believe it? What for the impressive price and that, a distinctive aroma that only for the most discerning of customers. Which Mr. Ultros clearly is, as he just placed another order today. Could these truffles somehow be connected to... No, I shall stop myself before I start sounding like... Inspector Briardian! It wounds me that you would sneak off to conduct your investigation without me, and to steal away Sorin here. This gentleman is not impressed. Hello, Inspector. Did you find anything, Inspector? Good gods, what is that dreadful smell? Miss Ellie, I would have expected a cultured young woman like yourself to be more educated in the Epicurean arts. That is the most distinct and delightful aroma of the gold truffle. An acquired taste, to be sure, but one that has won the heart of many an Uldan gourmet. I particularly enjoy them slow-roasted, as my dear mother makes them. Roasted, you say? Why, my mouth's watering just thinking about it. Might I be so bold as to ask the recipe? It appears the productive portion of this conversation has come to an end. Besides, the tourney is about to begin. Let us make haste back to the Colosseum. Sounds like a plan, Inspector. I don't feel truffles are going to be particularly relevant to our business. Well, that merchant proved to be a spectacular waste of time. Time which is in short supply. We must return to the Colosseum before the battles begin. Excuse me. Here's the plan, Sorin. I shall find a suitable vantage point to observe Miss Avila in combat. Until I've ascertained the trickery behind her abilities, you're to keep a wide berth of her blade. Understood? That would be my plan regardless, sir. I'm not particularly well equipped for dealing with swords. Gladiator's Guild. Do you feel the anticipation in the air, my friend? This shall go down in Eosian history as the greatest battle since I slew that dragon. That did actually happen, yes? Well, I do suppose no one does remember what happened after Dalmud. How are you doing, Inspector? I shall find a suitable... Oh, okay, yeah, that's just exactly the same as before. There you are! I was this close to starting to mill without you! I'd be remiss not to tell you that there's been a slight change of plans. Another contestant suffered a last-minute injury, and none other than our very own Ultros has stepped in to take his place. With everyone's favourite octopus joining you to interfray, spectators just pouring in, and bookmakers across town are raking in the gill. Which ain't a bad thing for us. Word has it that Master Fergus himself is quite taken with my promotional skills. Aye, the future's looking bright for old Dower Meadow, it is. So what say ye? Are you ready to get your arses kicked? As I'll ever be, sir. Aye, that's what I like to hear. Ladies and gents, it's time for blades to whirl and limbs to fly. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, plutocrats and paupers, open your eyes and steel your stomachs. The Mithril Cup, brought to you by our ever-charitable friends at the Yamagina Sons Mineral Concern, your concern is our concern, is about to begin. Who will stand atop the heap of maimed bodies and twisted limbs to claim victory? Will it be the tempestuous Avila of Alamigo, Sorin, the famed warrior of light, or who was that grinning fool again? Ah, that's right, Humberbatch, agent of infamy and imbecile extraordinaire. I guess that works. Or will it be our 11th hour entry, Ultros, the 8-legged purple purveyor of pain? Well, he can make an entrance at least. Mwahaha! Here I am. Did you miss me? At least he seems to have recovered from his trip downstairs. Aye, I'd say we have a battle for the ages here, folks. Combatants, take your positions and let the battles begin. I guess this is it.
Alright, you know the deal. We team up and wipe out the others. Then, when it's just the two of us, I'll take a dive.
And you receive your share of the winnings. I have not forgotten our promise. Okay, so I just stay back, right, and... Look at Avila's blade spin! Why, she's a veritable whirlwind of death and destruction out there! They breed him tough in Alamigo, that's for certain. Inspector, You are next. I have a book. How do I fight in a situation like this again?
Here we go, ladies and gents. Once my buddy gets a whiff of these raw truffles, he'll be sneezing up a storm. Literally. Nothing like the rich aroma of roasted truffles. All this fighting has given Uncle Aldi an appetite. Is it time for dinner yet? Wait a minute. Roasted truffles?
Braised in a savoury sauce, just like Mother used to make them. Feel free to have seconds. There's a whole sack full where that came from. Inspector?
That meddling musclehead! What's taking him so damn long?
The girl's gaze gives it away. Open that gate at once. That's a... Oh, God. What is that monstrosity?
Mr. Typhon, is that your stomach I hear rumbling? Could I consume some roasted truffles, perhaps?
Inspector, are you sure you should be... What fascinating friends you have, Alti. Why, just look at this charming little nose. Is he perhaps suffering from a case of the sniffles? Inspector? Mr. Hildibrand? Could it be Avila's vaunted tempest blade? It was that monster all along. The girl played us all for fools. Oh. That's how it is.
Don't look at me. It was all her idea. I'm just a stupid octopus.
You were the one who approached me, you double-dealing fiend.
I just wanted to experience the thrill of battle, you know, for my work and all. Come on, Dower. Has Uncle Aldi ever lied to you?
What did I tell you? I knew there was something fishy about that Alamegan whore. Alamegans. Beggars and brutes, the lot of them. We give them a home in our lands, and this is the thanks we get? Send her back to Gollumald for all I care. Just get her out of my sight before I get sick. But I just wanted to... My sister.
I feel for the girl. Really, my little octopus heart goes out to her. But the rules are rules, right? Now, if Uncle Alti may be so bold, I say we call off the melee and have a final showdown between the 3 remaining competitors. That would be me, my buddy Typhon, and Sorin here. What do you say, Mr. Warrior of Light?
I guess we do need to get these treasures. Aye, that's what we want to see. All trust, all trust, all trust. Well, this is a most unprecedented turn of events, but who am I to deny the wishes of such a passionate crowd of martial arts aficionados? The venue, Halatali. The fighters, the tag team of Ultros and Typhon versus the Warrior of Light, who will be left standing when the storm is settled. Be there or miss a battle for the ages. The inspector is still in the ceiling. Is he... He did not fight as a gentleman. Inspector? So, to review, the truffles were to elicit a sneeze from the octopus's oversized crony, which would be positioned so as to appear it was coming from the Alamegan girl's blade, allowing the two to sweep away their opponents with ease. No wonder I wasn't able to see it sooner, and it's quite possibly the most imbecilic scheme I've encountered in my years as a consulting inspector. At any rate, we have no choice but to trust in your abilities now, Sorin. Let us make for Halatali. I guess that's all I can do. I'll I'm going off to finish this up, Mr. Hildibrand. I'll see you later. Camp Drybone, I believe. Let's go, Maggie. Pretty heavy rain out here. Well, this tourney's turned into a right mess. And with all the trouble I took preparing consolation prizes for the melee, looks like we won't be needing them after all. Of course, as long as you're bringing in the spectators and the profits, I could give a gnat's arse. Yeah. Now, I know what you're thinking. 2 against 1 ain't fair, especially when one of the 2 is the side of a small house. So here's the deal. Why did you bring along some of your friends for the battle? Let's say 7 of them. That should even the odds, I guess. And, yeah, maybe get some people who can fight. I can, I am a healer, after all. Dragon's Neck. Durability of armor by 4 what is low? Okay, Menfina's earrings. Inspector? There's no telling what inane trickery that octopus will attempt next. Be on your guard, Sorin. Miss Ellie? I suppose if anyone can defeat those fiends, it's you. Be safe, Sorin. I'll do my best. Eos? Hope you're ready for this. In the meantime, I guess I will return. I had some questions for Urianja about these, the new primal summonings. I suppose I should, while I'm here, get some gear prepared. Oh, Miss Tottery, how are things going? Garly and fret may have been abated, but it's no end to the work we Scions do. In our own unique ways, may every one of us continue striving to make a better Eorzea. Indeed, ma'am. I'll see you around. Alphino, how are things? The nerve of some petitioners, engaging us as if we were a band of common mercenaries. I should be glad to refuse them all without a second thought. Is everything okay? I don't see anyone bothering Miss Minfilia. Urianja? Excuse me? Such knowledge as I possess of the beast tribes and their primals is at thy disposal. Whether man or beast man, we are wont to seek power when plunged into the black depths of despair. That despair doth begin with the Amal-Jah, who may have already summoned forth Ifrit. With our comrade Fangred now returned, thou wouldst do well to seek his counsel. Okay, well, just in time to just clear that quest before getting right into the Dragon's Neck. Here we go. If all members of the team fall from the platform, they forfeit the match. Seafood soup is not on the menu today, kids! Okay. Oh, no, that's not the right stuff. It's... looks like Ultra's hero target. Oh no, that's an S now. Should probably up we can give our friends some. Half the team is imps. That's a real good problem. All our DPS is imps. Oh, this is the one where we have to gather the center, isn't it? Yep. Oh, that is a little problematic. Everyone but me in the tank's got. Get them both with. And all our DPS imps again. Oh. Stand down. Ultras looks like he's nearly down. Oh no. That's a severe snort again. What is it? What? Ultras down, just type. And there we go. Well, thwarted again. I feel like such a sucker. And Sorin claims the Mithril Cup! Oh, thanks everyone. That's let's give that my fellow healer. Wind up Ultras. I don't get the wind up. Inspector? Good show, Sorin. Your performance has earned us front row seats at the award ceremony. This should afford us the perfect vantage point to thwart the thief. Come, let us return to the Colosseum. Sounds like a plan. Hold up. And Gladiator's Guild. Inspector? Back on your feet? A most remarkable display of martial skill, my adventuring friend. Clearly you've been observing me well in our travels together. Sure, sir. Inspector Briardian? The ceremony will begin any moment now, but be on your guard. My adversary may be anywhere, or anyone. Well, I guess we'll just have to wing it. Why is Inspector Hildibrand here, can I ask? I get Inspector Briardian, I'm here representing him, so... It was a battle for the ages, but a worthy victor has risen to claim the spoils. And now, let's take a look at the relic that our champion has won. Behold, from the personal vaults of Master Firegase himself, the Warden's Grace, a timeless treasure the likes of which our realm has never seen. One that's earned the attention of yours as his most prominent pilferer. Gahar! So, if the thief doesn't get it, that's mine, right? Excuse me. Oh. Above you! Ladies and gentlemen, inspectors and invertebrates, the opening act dragged on over long, but worry not, the main event is about to begin. There's our thief. Not even hiding this time. I know that you paid well for your seats here today, but I can assure you that my performance will not leave you disappointed. Now, I invite one and all to sit back and enjoy the show. Fireworks? Why? This feels a bit more dramatic than his usual. Vile fiend, mark my words. You have stolen your lost treasure. I swear it on the Manderville name. That spear's Gilgamesh. I think not, Hildegard. Greg? 'Tis always a pleasure to reunite with old friends, but your timing truly leaves something to be desired. Is... He was holding that, wasn't he? Sorin, you bested me once, but not today. I shall have my revenge when I pierce your chest with my spear. Do you not mean your skewer? Okay, Inspector Briardian, say what you will about Hildy, but that's some decent sleight of hand he's got. My spear! Don't look at me. Or him. Did you really expect anyone else? Vile thief! Is there not a shred of honor in you? Return my weapon at once! Oh ho! It seems you have an unexpected guest. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I fear attendance at today's performance is by invitation only. That's a... Oh, no. That's a problem. Now it's raining truffles? But the battle's already... Mr. Typhon? Just a moment. I'm sure I had a tissue around here somewhere. Oh, boy. The ring. That's problematic. I suppose this is equally problematic. there's 2 problems dealt with at least. Alas and alack! The ring sailed straight into the hands of the fiend! Yes, we have other problems. Giving up so soon, are we? Those don't sound like the words of a Mandeville man. What? Mr. Mandeville, sir. I almost feel sorry for our thief now. Wait, Mr. Mandeville? How is... But of course! Brilliant, father! If the ring won't come to me, I shall go to the ring. Why, it'll be just like Dalamud. Hildibrand, Heliodor, Maximilian, Manderville. Skyward, as only a Manderville can! Maybe a little too... Father, you know not your own strength! Indeed. That was maybe a little excessive, Mr. Mandeville. $997, $998, $990. Oh! These legs, they look strangely familiar. Well, I guess it's up to us now? Oh, put a little too much spin on that one, it seems. Not exactly as planned, but who can argue with the results? Save for one thing. This ring is a fake. Wait, it is? But no matter, I have a feeling this will lead me to the true treasure. Until next time, friends, you've been a most attentive audience. The key! Bloody hells! Guards! Seize that fiend at once! A bomb? That's a little bit... His MO didn't normally involve killing people. Oh. I maybe should have seen that coming. Looks like he got away. Again. It's too late, sir! The second prize! The Ring of Inquiry! It's gone! Second prize? What is the meaning of this? this is the first prize. Many-faced fiend or no, the man spoke true. A Master Goldsmith's eyes cannot be deceived. This sun sphere is clearly a second-rate replica. Well, yeah, Mr. Godbert would know. Preposterous! It's just the dim lighting. Yes, if you'll just step over here. Have you taken ill, friend? You seem to be perspiring most heavily. Let's not be so hasty, friends. I can explain. Does this mean I went through that tournament for... We didn't catch the thief, and I don't even get a reward? I sold out my honor, joined forces with that odious octopus, all for false treasure? What a fool I have been. Whatever was I thinking? Do not berate yourself so, Miss Avila. Why, it was exactly as you said, was it not? You were thinking of dear Hegelina, and nothing more. I suppose I was at that. How do you know my sister's name? I assure you, young miss, under no circumstances did I tell you to deny our minds to eavesdrop on your intimately personal dialogue with your beloved sister. You have the right of it. Blinded by the prospect of fortune and fame, I lost sight of myself and what I truly was fighting for. My honor and my sister's trust will not easily be regained, but I will not shirk from the challenge. One mystery still remains. Before the thief had identified the ring as fake, he had already acquired the key to the storeroom. Clearly the second prize, this ring of inquiry, was his target from the start. But why? There must be some pattern to the items the fiend has stolen. A pattern that betrays his true intentions. The Treaty Blade, Azema's virtue and the Ring of Inquiry, all relics with quite a history. Or to be more precise, relics from the era of the Belladians. Trust Mr. Godbert to know about relics. Oh ho! If that is so, the answer is clear as day. The fiend means to found Eorzea's greatest museum of Belladian history, pushing up the prices and gouging honest men out of their hard-earned coin. Doubtless another one of his cards will appear on the scene to tell us just as much. Well, you're probably right about the card thing, sir, but I feel the museum theory is a little... that's stretching it a bit. But we should definitely be ready for a calling card any moment now, I guess. Oh. That would be it. Is it just me, or does it seem a little bit... larger? Mr. Mandeville, did you just... I'm sure Mr. Hildibrand will be fine. But... Miss Nashi? Are you feeling okay? We've got our calling card at least. I have enjoyed our little game, but all good things must come to an end. I shall claim the 4 sacred treasures, and justice shall be served. So this is the thief's final challenge to us. But what are these 4 treasures of which he speaks? Where the 4 treasures of Belladia become one, the wicked shall be judged in the blazing light of sun. A prophecy? An old legend. Little more than a fairy tale at that, and yet it seems the Phantom believes there is some truth in those words. 4 sacred relics from Belladia. The Warden's justice? Lofty words coming from a glorified footpad. One who's winning over the common folk by the day. If rumours are to be believed, it would seem tales of the master thief ruffling the feathers of the rich and famous have won the man more than a few admirers. Consider his targets thus far: an old-down collector and her hired thugs, a trading mogul into brass blades, and now a mining magnate into stone torches. Is it any surprise that the sympathies of ordinary old dons would lie with the perpetrator rather than his victims? Astutely observed, Miss Ellie. Our quarry clearly harbours no small degree of resentment for wealth and authority. Might his next target be a member of the syndicate? Perhaps the Sultana herself? Ha! Then it will be to his downfall. For the greater the challenge, the higher I rise. Just one moment, if you would. Mark my words, ye of many faces. There is but one man who shall lay claim to the 4 lost relics of Belladia, and it shall be Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. Yes, I'm sure that inspires us all with great confidence. Was that... No, it couldn't be. Huh, methinks Godbird may need a new pair of spectacles. And there it is. Act 4 finished of Hildibrand Adventures. It's a race to recover the 4 lost relics of Belladia. As the fiend's true identity and aspirations are revealed, will Eorzea fall prey to the forces of evil? Or will our hero do what only a Manderville can? Her last vow. The key to the next case is a mask. Have you ever worn a mask for so long that you forget what you actually looked like? I have. Oh, I'm supposed to click. And how did they freeze in midair like that? Talk about a mystery. Oh well. See you next time. And... yep, with that will be the end of this stream. We will almost certainly be finishing the Hildibrand Adventures next stream. And starting into a Realm Awoken, I believe is the next set of quests. But, I hope you've enjoyed watching along, and I know I've certainly been enjoying the Hildibrand Adventures. I know it's probably not great, but it's been a lot of fun voicing all the characters in Hildibrand. I know it's caused problems for audio and, you know, it's me doing voices, which I'm sure everyone is really just eager to be over. It has been a lot of fun trying to push myself to be a bit over the top. I stand on the ledge? No. But anyway, tomorrow's stream will be Subnautica Below Zero, and then back to Sorin's journey on Monday. And with all that said, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Or I would if I remembered how to actually shut down OBS. Goodbye.